Welcome to Pastor Jerome TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerome Davison, and want to talk about this dude named Howard Schultz. He's the CEO of Starbucks, and he's stepping down. And the reason why he's stepping down is because his actions and his comments has put the company in a bad situation, and they're losing sales and they're losing money. And so I've had to leave them alone because he made me upset, because I love coffee. I'm a coffee buff and I go there all the time. When I read and meditate and do my study, I like to have some coffee or some tea. I like to just chill back and relax with something hot, even when the weather is hot. That's just how I am. So I go to Starbucks a lot, and some of my videos, my earlier videos, you'll see me sitting outside of a coffee place, but now I have a different coffee place, because when he said he was going to hire 10,000 refugees, when President Donald Trump said he was going to, when he first issued the Muslim, or not the Muslim ban, but the immigrant ban from predominantly Muslim countries, this dude named Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks, said he was going to hire 10,000 refugees, and that hit me. And the reason why it bothered me was because Starbucks, I used to go into Starbucks all the time, and you're talking about hiring, your company has the capacity to hire 10,000 additional people around the world, is what he said. Usually when I go into Starbucks, I rarely see African Americans behind the counter. I'm not trying to make this a racial issue. Trust me, I'm not trying to do that. I was born and raised in Mississippi, in the Deep South. I know about racism and all that kind of stuff. That's nothing I push. I know some people that are really good people. They come off as racist, but they're really not. They'll give you the shirt off their back. But then, out of all the Starbucks that I go to around the country and traveling around the country, you rarely see African Americans serving in Starbucks. And from what I know, Starbucks pays a pretty good wage and they have good health benefits. So if you, Mr. Schultz, were concerned with the community and with America and with human rights, why didn't you go into urban communities, predominantly African American communities, where there's poor African American kids who could use $10 an hour, and say, hey, Starbucks is launching a new program to hire urban youth, to teach them what it is to earn $1, to teach them what it is to grow up in the ladder of success, to get them off the streets, to get their minds out of the communities, to help them contribute to the bills for their parents. If you have the capacity to hire refugees or illegal immigrants in our country, why didn't you launch an initiative to hire African Americans? So I don't support you. I don't support that company anymore. Starbucks is taking it in the pants right now, and now Howard Schultz has to step down because of what he said about the 10,000 refugees. Now, as he's stepping down, he's saying that he's going to hire 10,000 veterans. But nobody's buying it. From all the news that I'm hearing, people do not want to be bothered with Starbucks coffee or Schultz. They don't want anything to do with him. Now, he's good friends with President Obama. If you want to find some people that are really backwards, find people that are connected with former President Barack Obama, because they are super backwards. Barack Obama has no feelings or desires for African Americans, because really, from what I've seen, he's not African American. And when a man sued to have an African American professor sued to have African Americans get their reparations, get money back from slavery time, and it got to the last leg and it was about to go through, Obama was the one to stop it. And so Here's a statement from Schultz. Here's what his statement says. This is what he says here in a statement. And I just want to, I'm going to stop. I'm going to read some and I'm going to stop too. He said, I write to you today with deep concern. This was when President Trump first initiated the ban. With a heart, a heavy heart, and a absolute promise. Let me begin with the news that immediately in front of us, we have all been witness to the confusion, surprise, and opposition of the executive order that President Donald Trump issued on Friday, effectively banning people from several predominantly Muslim countries from entering the United States, including refugees fleeing wars. You mean the wars that President Obama and Hillary and George Soros started for the sole purpose of flooding other countries with these people with intentions to harm them? Look at Italy. Look at Germany. Look at London now. They're all being tortured by these so-called people from war-torn countries that you all purposely tore their countries up so that you can disperse them into places like America, London, Italy, Germany. He said, I can assure you that our partner resources team has been in direct contact with the partners who are impacted by this immigration ban. And we are doing everything possible to support and help them to navigate through this confusing period. And he goes on to say, we are living in an unprecedented time. That's a word that they all use, unprecedented, unprecedented. One in which we are witness to the conscience of our country. The conscience of our country. And the conscience of our country spoke even against gay marriage, but y'all pushed it through the Supreme Court. And the promise of the American dream, has bringing immigrants, illegal immigrants, and people over here into America who can destroy or who is hell-bent on blowing up people, driving, mowing down people, stabbing people, cutting down people with a machete knife. That's never been a part of my American dream. I've never desired to have somebody around who purposely want to harm me because I don't serve their God. That's never been a part of my dream. So what's this American dream you're talking about? Oh, you're talking about the one world order. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about your American dream. You and all the rich people and the perverts and the people who love, and the men who love men, and people who love to eat children, and people who love to create wars. That's your American dream, is to bring people over here to harm us. That's the one world order. That's the UN's purpose too, right? So he goes on to talk about, so we're witnessing the conscience of our country and the promise of the American dream being called into question. I am hearing the alarm you all are sounding that the civility and human rights we all have taken for granted so long are under attack, and want to use a faster, more immediate form of communication to engage with you on matters that concern all of us as partners. These people. This is what their talk is. And from what I hear, he is getting ready to run for president, and he's not going to make it. I can assure you that this guy is not going to make it. America has spoken. We voted for President Donald Trump because we got tired of people forcing their backwards issues on us. We believe in traditional marriage. And when we speak up for traditional marriage, this dude, Howard Schultz, said he's against it. All right? When we say we're against illegal immigrants coming into the country, he says he's for it. And you're going to jump up and hire some people now, and he's stepping down now because the company is really suffering. And then he says he's going to hire some vets, but people aren't buying it because we don't trust that you're going to hire the vets. And the vets should have been the first thing before you talked about hiring the immigrants. Or you should have did something for people in urban communities or low-income communities. $10 an hour will be a big asset into some of these communities where they have single parents and the kids can work on weekends or after school and bring some income into the house and help the parents out. But that's not your vision. Your vision is to bring people into the country, you understand, who have the potential of hurting people in the name of their God. And no matter what office you run for, it's not going to work. I think you're good with coffee. Coffee's a good business, and you've dressed it up pretty good. See, because coffee, you know, you buy that stuff for pennies, and then you sell it for many dollars. And it's kind of an easy way to make a lot of money. So get on with that. But politics is nothing. You're not going to make it. We've already seen you for who you are. And I'm the type of person, once you show me who you are, I'm done. You ain't got to show me again. I believe you. Target. You remember when Target got real big and buff and bold? You know, they was talking about, you know, the transgender bathrooms, and they're going to do the transgender bathrooms. And, you know, we're going to show them that, you know, that the transgenders should be able to go in the bathroom with whoever they want to go in the bathroom with. And if a man is confused about being a man and he wants to be a woman, well, then let him go into the women's bathroom. And Target tried to push that issue, and their sales started hitting the tank. And I want to encourage all of you to leave Starbucks alone, leave Target alone. If you want to push danger on our children and you want to put our women in harm's way, then we don't owe you nothing. We don't even wish you no success. We don't wish anything for you. That's the power of the purse. And now Starbucks is trying to take some steps backwards, but it's not going to work. It's too late. Starbucks, you're done. You're finished. You know, you're done. All right? And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I used to love to stop at Starbucks. I'm in the airport, or I'm in a new place, or whatever, I'm in a new city, I'll rent me a car and go down to the nearest Starbucks, sit down with my laptop, and just chill until I have to do my business. But not no more. Now, I can find everybody can boil some coffee beans and make stuff work out, so it's okay. You know, you want to show me how tough you are? Okay, and I can show you how tough I can be. Well, Target, they tried to make the same point. America has spoken time and time again that we don't want this stuff. We voted against same-sex marriage. They went around us and went to the Supreme Court. And because Obama had people situated and positioned in Supreme Court, it pushed through. We didn't want that. America voted against it. We said no. But since President Obama, from what you can do your research, has had same-sex attractions, this is what he wants. He's trying to paint all of America. And when he went over to Africa, and trying to force, we didn't send you, America did not send you to be an evangelist for homosexuality. Why are you going over to Africa and trying to push over to them homosexuality and that they should legalize it? That was embarrassing. That was an embarrassing moment. You made us look weak. You made us all look like chumps and homosexuals. Now, they're trying to push this one world order on us. These people that, let's say, you think Facebook just happened to fall into the lap of this dude, what's his name? Little scrawny kid. It's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, the elites gave him that business because he is from the bloodline. Walmart wasn't created just from a mom and pop store. That business was given to somebody in the bloodline. Starbucks is not just, it didn't just pop up out of nowhere. That's given from somebody in the bloodline. Even the siren, the witch, what that thing, the mermaid on there. is a symbol of what they believe in. These big time corporations, gas stations, all this kind of stuff is not created from somebody. Sometimes somebody do. Let's say somebody creates a gym, and all of a sudden that gym grows into something great. Well, the elites come in and buy it up and then give it to somebody in their family. Now they're running it. And Facebook wasn't owned by that young kid. It was two other kids that started it in college, and then they sued him. They got paid. The families, the elite families paid him, paid the two boys off, and now their relative, which is the I forget his name. I wish I could say his name right now. Zuckerberg. That's his name, Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is now the face of Facebook, but he didn't start that. He didn't do it. You can trust that. So let's all make a stand. When we see somebody, and I'm a believer, I'm a Christian. For those of you that's watching me on video for the first time, I'm a pastor and I'm a preacher, but I'm a Christian above all. When somebody comes against the morals that this country represents and that the Bible represents, and when they draw the line and say I'm against the morals, beliefs that you believe, and they own a company, well then we have the power of the purse. We have the numbers. We can just withdraw that money from them, go take our money to some other business, and then shut that down. And that's why this Schultz guy is stepping down. All right, and the president of the business is taking over. And he's stepping down because of his statement, because he wanted to hire 10,000 refugees when he could have hired 10,000 urban kids. How come you don't have a vision for people right here in America? We have children right here in America that need shoes and that need college funds and all that kind of stuff. You could reach out to them and say, hey, come, let me put you in a program, let me hire you. But you want to reach out to people who are being banned from our country. In other words, they are illegally here, and give them the jobs. Yeah, and that's why Starbucks is taking a hit. And that's why I'm asking everybody to leave them alone. Don't support them. I don't care if you do get that Starbucks urge. I don't care if that siren on there is starting to call your name or whatever. Go to another place. You know, and same thing with Target. Target is taking a hit. But they won't do that again, I guarantee you that. This is Pastor Jerome Davidson. Thank you for viewing. God bless.